Hi, everybody. Welcome to Be My Valentine. Today is February 3rd, and the topic today is Do you want to go out? So, how do you invite someone out? Sometimes can determine if they want to go or not. And when is the appropriate moment? Well, it depends how you feel and also how they are feeling. And don't get discouraged if they ever say no. It depends how you propose it and probably how you explain it. So once when you ask someone out, you need to be specific. Is this like a lunch, a breakfast, a dinner? Do you wanna make like a barbecue and drinking beer? Do you wanna take her or him to drink to the bar? Or are you going to the park maybe to play basketball? What are you doing, right? Or are you gathering with more people? How many more people is going to be where you are going? If this is a public place, then you want to ask if he likes to go there or if she likes, because they probably have previous experiences that they don't want to relive, right? They don't want to go back to a specific place for a reason. So whenever you propose going out, maybe be specific about what is it related to, and if they would like to go, and if the place is appropriate, and let the person you're asking if there is going to be more people involved. Of course, if this is not a public place, if it's a party, of course they're going to expect to have more people. So maybe be specific what kind of party is family member coming, uh, is family members or siblings, or is this just a group of friends? And what kind of friends are gathering together? Is this like a company party? Is this a birthday party? And how old is the person with the birthday, right? Because depending on how old is the person with the birthday, that's how the crowd is going to be. If it's an older person, maybe they're older friends, or maybe the whole family, right? Because they are gonna want to come and say happy birthday. So how many siblings there is, how many little ones, and who is the potential people who is going to come, and what do they do for living? There will be something related to what is happening. And you probably want to say, well, one of them is a star and makes really good money. The rest of the people is just regular lives. But maybe you don't have to be that specific, but also like just kind of give an idea of what it is, right? So many times that going out is disappointing because you don't know what you're getting yourself involved in. And also you don't know what to dress, right? If the person wants to keep it as a surprise. I remember one time I was invited to a birthday party, and I put on high heels. And this was at a private residency. So the party was at the backyard, but the backyard had rocks as the floor, right? So there was little rocks. So I felt disappointed because if he would have told me that we were going to a party in the backyard, I would have not worn those kind of shoes because they got damaged. And on top of getting damaged, I couldn't walk, properly because it was difficult due to the little rocks. And where the tables were placed, where you were sitting at the chairs, it was in that area. So eventually we moved to the living room, and that was more comfortable because it was also very chilly. So you need to explain to your potential date where the party is going to be taking place. And if it's getting late, if it's outside, let the person know you're going to need a sweater, because you don't want to have someone freezing outside. Or if it's going to be inside, it might get crowded. So you need to let the person know what to expect out of the party, and don't think that giving details is anything wrong with it. It's actually beneficial, because if they decide to go or not due to the details that you are telling them, at least you are avoiding an experience that they're not gonna enjoy, and they're not gonna keep you accountable for it, or they will keep you they're gonna think that you are responsible for that bad experience, if that makes sense. So um, well, I think that it's better to know where you are going than having a surprise, right? And surprises always happens. Like if you go to a party to someone that you're dating, and maybe the ex comes around, and there is a behavior where you don't expect, or they leave because the ex is there and you're left alone with people who you don't know. I mean, that could be kind of tough. If it's an event where it's crowded and you don't have someone else that is with you, it can feel very disappointing, because you want to stay there, especially if there's music involved, or there is an artist that you want to see. And if the person leaves you in there because their ex arrived and they don't feel comfortable, or they don't want the ex to see them with you, then it's tough. So surprises do happen, right? And also arguments, potentially with exes, or sometimes even family members. And when people get drunk, there is potential harm, involved, and people can fight, or people can argue. And how many times parties ended violence. Um, it depends, I guess, what kind of party you go to and what kind of people goes there. But just you never know who's gonna be mad about a situation. It could be something related to jealousy, or someone just being upset. And what I have seen in this culture in United States with um, like white people, white parties. It's that they are very educated. You don't see those kind of behaviors. You don't see people punching each other. If they don't feel comfortable, they might leave the party early. But they are very like conservative in that manner. They are educated, so they are very careful. They might talk when they go home, or they might talk when they go in the car, but they don't make scenes. They avoid scenes a lot, and they apologize all the time. And they're also straight when they want to say something. They say how they feel. But and then when they say how they feel, they kind of want to leave. So that's what I have seen. And also working at the Italian restaurant, we have a lot of older people, a lot of seniors, and they are very like a fine crowd. They are very educated, they are very careful, they're very respectful. And but they're also very specific. They want everything detailed, they want everything clean. So every culture has their own ways of being. So this is Italian food. We get a lot of Italian people, and it's amazing and beautiful to hear them talking in Italian, and appreciating you so much. So I think a lot of the outcome of where you're going, it depends what kind of people go there, and how do they think, how they behave, and then you kind of know what to expect. The more educated the people is, the less issues are going to happen, but also it's gonna be colder, because they are more willing to leave a place where they don't feel comfortable rather than saying anything. So because of that, the expressions are kind of straight up, so they're not warm in a sense. They're kind of cold, so you can feel that. And it can be fun if they let themselves enjoy, if they just enjoy the situation or enjoy the events, because many times there are opportunities to laugh where it's almost like they don't want to laugh if no one else is laughing. So culture cultural differences come along when also you're dating someone, right? So if you are from a different culture, those differences are gonna happen. So but we need to be understanding and acceptable of all cultures and all ways of behaving, and maybe learn from them. Maybe learning from how other people do it will be helpful in not just opening our minds, but in the way of understanding that there is other ways of being, right? Just being open to other ways of being. My culture, most people don't have the advantage of probably having a lot of money, and not all of them are educated. And it doesn't mean that because you have a career, you are someone who is educated. There is people who is not, and they have very mean behaviors. So what I mean by it is people who is respectful and kind and they are willing to make peace instead of war, right? Those are qualities of someone who is educated. It's not just saying the right words or the correct words or ask for permission or excuse yourself when you have to go, because sometimes feelings are hard to be managed, especially women. Like, we don't think to ask for permission or excuse ourselves when we are crying, or when we're having a crisis. So it's just because the part of us that is very emotional uh, goes for the emotion first. We're not thinking that we are being disrespectful. It's just we are feeling what we're feeling, and we don't want to be seen crying, or we don't want to stay there with if we are upset or a situation is bothering us, right? So maybe understanding how we react, how we feel, and also just having respect. Respecting others, right, is the peace that we desire. So um, there is a Mexican hero. His name is Benito Juarez, and I think that was one of his quotes. Respecting someone else's right is the way you make peace in the world. It's something related to that. So he basically said that respecting someone else's right is what helps on bringing peace into situations in the world eventually, right? So understanding that others have the right to be the way they are is what brings peace. So, but what happens when a situation gets violent? It's kind of hard to stop it, once when it started it. And when people who wants to stop it get involved, they probably can get hurt. And you might not want someone that you're barely starting to date into a situation like that. If you know your family, if you know who are the potential inviters that are coming to the party, right? You want to be careful. You want to keep it where they don't have to deal with that, because that can be something that make them not wanting to go out with you again. So again, precaution, and be smart about it. You don't want to have someone called right away if you're really interested. So work around it. Maybe when they understand your family and your situation and your environment more, when they love you more, when they appreciate you more, when it doesn't matter, because they know they are protected by you, when they feel more confident being with you and around you, and when they don't mind being seen with you, because sometimes people mind, sometimes people don't want to be seen with you for whatever reason it is that they have. And sometimes it's because the way they get along with other people is by not having fun, but make fun of each other, right? So they don't want to be the one people is making fun of, because they will. So it depends what they talk when you're not present. It depends how they get along with each other, how they behave and what they allow each others to do or think is acceptable, or what they used to do. Maybe they don't want to put themselves in that situation where you will see another side of the personality that you haven't um, that you haven't experienced yet, right? So that could be something to be just mindful about it. You probably don't want to put yourself in that position, because that can potentially call your day. It can make you freeze. So yeah. Well, you have to ask anyways, and just do what you can to keep it happy and comfortable and enjoyable. And of course, situations are going to happen, and just do your best, the best you can do. And I know you're always doing your best, but maybe the message came to you for a specific reason. I don't know. I also give the messages for myself. I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye.